Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lauren Maloney. The Burlington Police Department is addressing concerns about excessive force during an arrest earlier this month. On January 7th, BPD received a call about a man reportedly trying to break into a car using a screwdriver. When officers arrived at Peru and George Streets, they attempted to stop and detain the suspect. They say he fought back, trying to strangle one officer and punch another. That's when he was tased. As Local 44's Jolie Sherman reports tonight, police have just released video from the first officer's body camera.
Acting Burlington Police Chief John Murad says the officer's response on January 7th was both appropriate and lawful. Friday morning, the Burlington Police Department addressed a video involving an arrest and the use of force. Burlington Police Chief John Murad explains the officer's actions are protected by law and the agency's policy directives.
And in this instance, I believe that reasonable suspicion absolutely existed at the time of that stop. And I believe that the officer made that clear to the suspect.
Reasonable suspicion, Chief Murad explains, gives an officer the right to ask a suspect to stop. But despite what appears to be attempts to de-escalate the situation, the individual refused.
The officer does make those efforts. He states very clearly, if you stop, I'll explain these things. I won't touch you if we stop. We can just talk. And none of that is being heard by the individual.
Murad explains when it got physical, the officer's body camera fell into the snow. He says the department is looking into ways to better secure them to officers.
That is often an indication of the vigor of the altercation, but it is also an indication of the retention device.
Director of Police Transformation Kyle Dotson urges the community to think about the role of law enforcement, especially when a crime is reported.
It often happens at the request of the community by calling dispatch, by saying that we want to be free and safe from these things, burglaries, assaults, etc. And when that call is made, they have a right, a legal right, to stop people, speak with them, detain them. And during that time, I believe we in the public are supposed to be compliant.
Dotson says there needs to be a community conversation.
While we have these ongoing issues of historic racism, mistreatment of BIPOC males, all those things are true. We just have to be, I hope, discerning about looking at when they're at play.
Jolie Sherman, Local 44 News.
Acting Chief John Murad said the investigation is ongoing and has moved to family court.